Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to Live Coaching Access. So, your daily access with professional certified life coaches brought to you by Life Coach Philippines. And Life Coach Philippines is our community of professional life coaches certified by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. The Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs is a bona fide institute for mental health that is based in Dallas, Texas, USA. And Life Coaching Access is our service to the community, and we aim to help individuals experience the process of transformation through the platform of life coaching. And if you want to know more about international coaching classes and services, all you have to do is to connect with Coach Rizel through 0917-586-1661 for assistance. And I am Master Coach Hasmin for Self-Innovation Hacks Unlocking Your Leadership Potential. Okay, so let me just share to you my there. So I am Master Coach Jasmine, and for the next for every Saturday at 4 p.m., I will be sharing with you self innovation hacks, unlocking your leadership potential. And good afternoon to everyone. So I am Master Coach Jasmine, a professional certified life coach, certified by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur with coaching focus on personal growth through self-innovation. So I'm a pastor's wife with 2 kids, and I'm also a marketing executive. I still work in the corporate, and at the same time, I do life coaching. So to give you an overview of self-innovation, okay, self-innovation hacks. So what is self-innovation? Self-innovation is actually um, innovating yourself and reaching that fullest potential. And we all want that, right? So we want to grow. We want to have that change and transformation in our life. And this process oftentimes, and most of the time, will really involves making some changes in our life. So beginning this Saturday, every Saturday at 4 p.m., I'm going to be sharing with you different self-innovation hacks that will help you unlock your leadership potential. So, in unlocking your leadership potential, so regardless of what you do in life, either professionally, all of us will be called into leadership, and somehow at some point in our lives we really have to make a stand and take that lead. So that can be in your home, in your family, in your offices, in your organization, in your community, in your ministry, and most especially it is leading yourself. So leadership is more than the title itself or more than the position itself. So it is leading ourselves towards our purpose, our mission, and to our calling. So are you ready to unlock your leadership potential? So that is leading yourself. So the first self-innovation hack that we are going to discuss today is about self-acceptance. So if you have some ideas, so if you hear the word self-acceptance, what comes into your mind? So how do you define self-acceptance? So before we proceed, so I would like to greet everyone who are watching us right now. So Coach Trisha, hello, and Giovanni. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. Coach Tin, hello, good afternoon. And Master Coach A is super ready right now. So what comes into your mind? Okay, so when you hear the word self acceptance, in fact, a lot of people struggle, right? So struggle with self acceptance, or if you can see in the picture, is an illustration of embracing themselves for who they are. So people are actually searching for acceptance outside themselves without even realizing that they themselves can do it for themselves. They can actually do it, and it starts within themselves. So by accepting themselves for who they are. So, what is self acceptance? So, hello, Gina. Good afternoon. So, what is self acceptance? Self acceptance is being aware and acknowledging your behavior, your habits, and your personality, and not being afraid to look at yourself as who you are. Yes, that's right. So that is the definition of self-acceptance. So oftentimes we search acceptance in other people to the point that we try to please them, right? So we try to do the things that we really do not like at all because we just want to feel accepted. We just want to feel love, and we just want to feel not being rejected. But is that really the definition, or is that really true acceptance? But true acceptance is actually being aware, acknowledging your behavior, your habits, your personality, and not being afraid to look at yourself as who you are. So what happens? Okay, so what happens when we don't accept ourselves? So I have some list here. Okay, so I have some list here that actually happens to each and every one of us when we don't start to accept ourselves. Number one, our self-worth is affected. So this is the feeling of not being worthy, the feeling of not being enough, right? So do you sometimes feel this? Or it also affects our self-esteem. So there are times that we really look down on ourselves. So when we don't accept ourselves, our abilities, our talents, who we are, so it affects our self-esteem. We look down on ourselves, and it also affects our self-confidence. So there are times that we say na hindi natin kaya yan, di ba? So we have that feeling of I can't. Okay, so that self-confidence is affected. Next is when we don't accept ourselves, we feel that loneliness that is being brought about by doing things that we do not really like at all because we just want to please other people. So that's why it can also lead into emptiness. Why? Because there's no connection between your true self and in what you do and in what you say. And it will also lead into burnout. So doing the things that you don't really like and you don't really love to do will eventually bring you that feeling of burnout. And it will also cause you medical problems, right? So mahirap yung uh, you have that feeling, you're always conscious, you're always anxious of pleasing other people. You have that fear of displeasing them. You panic at times na baka yung ginagawa mo hindi sila natutuwa, right? So that can lead to a lot of medical problems, health issues in our life. And it can also contribute to deteriorating mental health. So because of too much overthinking and too much negative thinking. So that's why today, this afternoon, I want to really challenge you to really start accepting yourself. So, and this list can go on and on and on. So, pwedeng madagdagan pa tong list na to. So, but for the sake of time that we have, so I just listed a few results or impact of not accepting ourselves. So, and probably you can say to me this afternoon that there's a lot of reason that you can tell me today why you are not accepting yourself. But I want you to challenge you today. So why not? Since you already click that button and watch today, why not for you? Why not for this day? Give yourself that permission to embrace yourself. So why don't you read this word or this sentence in the screen that you can see right now? So why don't you tell to yourself right now, I embrace myself, I embrace myself, I embrace myself. Because for the longest time, okay, so for the longest time in your life, you have been embracing other people's life. So it's not an accident that you are here. You've clicked that button. So I thank you for taking that step this afternoon. So why don't you extend it a little further by embracing yourself, even for today, listening or watching this episode right now. So why don't you give yourself that permission to embrace yourself? And as after embracing yourself, how does it feel? How does it feel when you embrace yourself? How does it feel, okay, when you said these three words this afternoon? So you can type in there. So do it right now with all that emotions that you have this afternoon. I embrace myself. I embrace myself. I embrace myself. So thank you for joining. Giovanni, Coach Trisha, okay, is also here. Yes, so thank you for joining this afternoon. So why not this afternoon strip away your impossible expectations and look at that amazing person you really are. So and if that is your decision today, and if you are deciding today that you are embracing yourself, your self acceptance, this will really help you to journey in unlocking your leadership potential. And that leadership potential starts with you. So strip away your impossible expectations and look at that amazing person. And that is you. And that is you this afternoon. Okay, so for today, I'm going to be sharing the 5 steps. Okay, 5 steps on how you can start journeying to self acceptance. Hi, Coach Vicky. Thank you for joining this afternoon. And oftentimes, right? So oftentimes, we are our worst enemy. So that's why the first step to self-acceptance is to be kind. Okay, to be kind to yourself. Okay, so every day there's a lot of things in our head. There's a lot of thoughts. Okay, in our running to our mind, and most of these thoughts, okay, are negative, and and most often than not, that negative thoughts are directed to the least person, okay, to the least person who deserves that negative thought. And you know who that person is? That is you, right? So the things that are running in our mind, those negative thoughts, oftentimes it is directed to ourselves. So that's why the first step to self-acceptance is be kind to yourself. Right? So, di ba madalas mas mabait tayo sa ibang tao, mabait tayo sa pamilya natin, mabait tayo sa trabaho natin, right? So, at sa kung ano-ano pa or kung sino-sino pa, mabait tayo sa kanila. But most often than not, hindi tayo mabait sa sarili natin. And I am not saying na hindi tayo dapat maging mabait sa ibang tao or to the things that we do, but what I am saying right now is to be kind to yourself also. So how are you treating yourself right now? If you try to reflect, are you truly being kind to yourself? Are you treating yourself the way you are treating other people? Are you treating yourself the way you are treating your job or what you do? But oftentimes we beat ourselves. We beat ourselves for the things that we should do better, di ba? We tell to ourselves, dapat magaling ako dito, di ba? Dapat ganito yung ginawa ko. Dapat ganito, puro dapat ganito. Right? And we also blame ourselves, right? So we judge ourselves rather than appreciate our progress, rather than appreciate what what we have already achieved and what we have already done in our life. So minsan may pagka-blamer and judger din tayo, lalo na sa sarili natin. And yet, we do not like people who judge. We do not like people who blames. But we ourselves do it to ourselves, right? Sometimes we are really too hard on ourselves. So the number one step is to be kind to yourself. So how do you do this? Talk to yourself the way you talk to someone you love. Treat yourself the way you treat the people that you love. And always remember that whatever that you do, you are already enough. You are doing the best you can, and that is enough. Appreciate your progress. Appreciate what are your accomplishments right now. It may not be that the same with other people, but know that what you are doing right now is more than enough, right? So well, I will just read some comments here. So just to have some break from our from our discussion. So sabi ni Coach Trisha here. So we pressure ourselves to fit an exact box of who we should be rather than embrace who we are. Yes, that's right, Coach Trisha. No? So be kind to ourselves. So if really ourselves can talk, di ba? Kung pwede tayong kausapin ng sarili natin, probably ourself is telling us right now, uy, maging mabait ka naman sa akin, di ba? That's right, Giovanni. So be kind to yourself because you are already doing the best you can and it is more than enough, right? So that is step number 1 to self-acceptance. So we are in the midst, okay? So the world actually right now is experiencing the pandemic, right? The COVID pandemic, COVID-19. But during this time also, we are in the midst of self-criticism epidemic. So merong ng epidemya ng self-criticism and self-compassion drought. So that's why hashtag be kind to yourself. So start spreading spreading that hashtag. Okay, so in your timeline, in your Facebook group, in your Facebook page, start reminding people of being kind to themselves because there are a lot of things are happening right now. Meron ng pandemic, but don't start being part of the epidemic of self-criticism and self-compassion. Okay? So be kind to yourself. So number 2 step is to confront your fears. Okay? So after being kind to yourself, you have to confront your fears. Okay? So we all have that history of some bad experiences, devastating past, 'di ba? So lahat naman tayo may mga nakaraan 'di ba? So we have some baggages in our life. Okay, we have hurts, we have pains, and we are human. So we will definitely experience this kind of untoward experiences na hindi magagandang pangyayari sa mga buhay natin. So and oftentimes these bad experiences brought us that fear of the unknown that keep us trapped and stuck to where we are right now. We are afraid to experience something unfamiliar. So just like what I've talked earlier, at 12 noon in Decap Brewing Live, diba? So we resort to our comfort zone simply because we allowed fear to control our life. And because of that, and because of allowing that fear, we deprive ourselves of what we deserve. We deprive ourselves of our dreams and the things that will really make us happy. So you know what? Life is beautiful and there's a lot of opportunities and possibilities that waiting for you out there. And and you will see that possibilities when you start to confront your fears. Tama, Coach Vicky. So confront your fears, be audacious, sabi ni Coach Vicky. And this quotation from Vincent Van Gogh, sabi niya, what would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? Can you picture it out right now? So anong itsura ng life? How does life look like if we have no courage, to attempt anything? If we just keep ourselves into that zone of comfort or in that zone of not confronting our fears, how does life look like? I'm sure that you are picturing it right now and you do not like what you are seeing. You do not like what you see. the kind of life that is not attempting to do anything, especially doing the things that will make you happy, doing the things that you know that you are supposed to do. So I want to challenge you right now to why don't you to start listing, okay? List down the things, okay? After this episode, why don't you list down the things that scares you, okay? And start with one small thing. So it can be a 10 list or even more, so it doesn't matter. So you're the only one who can see that list right now. Okay? So try to address one, okay? Start with one small thing in that list and try to face it and understand why is it scary, okay, and move into the next small things and so on. So understand why that thing scares you. So it is important to make baby steps in order for us to create a change in our life. So start confronting your fears by making a list of those things that scares you and understand why does it scares you. And don't allow the fear to get what you deserve in your life. Tell this to yourself right now. Sabi mo sa sarili mo ngayon, I deserve better. Okay? So tell to yourself right now, I deserve better. So speak with conviction that you really deserve better. And it starts by confronting your fear. You deserve the life that you want. You deserve the relationship that you have been longing for. The beautiful relationship with your friends, with your family, and that start that big dreams by confronting your fear because you deserve better than what you have right now. So, so step number 3 to self-acceptance is to accept imperfection. So for me, I think this is where I really connect, and I'm working on this right now. So Master Coach 8 gave us that vacation. So vacation from perfection. So if you want to join or if you want to file that vacation leave of perfection, so why don't you join me right now in that vacation from perfection? So in step number 3, accept imperfection. So let go of the ideal. Okay, so let go of what you think perfection looks like, because there's no really such thing as perfect, because life is really imperfect. So yes, we can make mistakes, we can fail, but what is really important in those mistakes and in those failure is that we learn from it, and we don't really settle or dwell on those mistakes and in those failure. So start focusing on your progress. I think I've mentioned this earlier, diba? Focus on your progress. Don't focus on perfection. Because when you focus on perfection, then it becomes a cycle. You start being unkind to yourself. You start beating yourself up. You start uh, not appreciating yourself. So focus on your progress. So do not let that obsession for perfection to really affect your life right now. Good is already good enough. And what is important is you're progressing, you are learning, and you keep on going. So there's no need to be perfect. Okay, so there's no need to be perfect to inspire people or to help people. So let people get inspired by how you deal with your imperfections by taking action. Just like what we do here in Coach A Coaching Club. So we are being honed to hone with our talents, to really use our talents in helping people through the platform of life coaching. It doesn't need perfection to help people. All you need to do is to start taking action. Right? Coach Lacey, tama yon. So vacation from perfection. And si Coach Lynn, yes, accepting imperfections is accept. our imperfection. Okay, so that is step number 3. And step number 4 to self-acceptance, to your journey to self-acceptance, is to forgive. Okay, you can't grow without forgiveness. As I've mentioned earlier, in life we will really experience hurt, 'di ba? So we will sino ba dito sa atin yung hindi nakaranas talaga that being hurt or have that pain in our life. But we need to forgive. We cannot grow, we cannot really experience the best things in life if we do not forgive. I know that forgiveness is a process and it will really take time, but decide to forgive and you will start to heal. So forgive other people for the things, okay, for the things that they mean to do or they didn't mean to do to you. Forgive others for maybe sometimes they don't know that they have hurt you or they have wronged you. So start forgiving yourself. When you start forgiving other people, you are not doing it actually for them. You are doing it for yourself. And also start forgiving yourself. Start forgiving your mistakes. Start the things that you have done wrong in your life. Forgive yourself, okay? Forgive yourself. So, according to Robert Mueller, he said here that to forgive is the highest and the most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness. So, when we forgive, it comes back to us in the form of peace and happiness. So, part of being kind to yourself and accepting yourself is accepting that you've committed mistake, accepting that you failed. So start by forgiving yourself and it will come back to you in the form of peace and happiness. So that is step number 4. And step number 5 is to believe in yourself. So believe in yourself that you are capable, okay? You are capable of great things. Believe that you can do anything because you can. You can actually do that, okay? So you are strong, you are powerful, and I believe that you can deal with any challenges in your life. You've gone a long way. You have dealt with a lot of challenges in your life, and look at those challenges in the past and what made you brought you here, those challenges, how did those challenges help you right now? So remember how you were able to deal with it. So you have the capability to really do it, to really overcome whatever is your situation in your life right now. So no matter what happens, even if people don't believe in you, the most important thing is you believe in yourself and that will change everything. You are capable, okay? I want to remind you this afternoon that you are capable of doing amazing things. And if you think that you need help, okay, if you need help in this area on how can you start believing in yourself again, so you can message me and we can start working in this area. Start surrounding yourself with people who believe in you, right? So you have that choice, you have that power to really stop whatever relationship or whatever situation you are right now, relationship with people who doesn't appreciate you, people who doesn't really believe in you. You can start to step to move forward and choose a place or a community to surround with people who believes in you, because change is possible, so but it must start with self acceptance. Yes, so change is possible and it starts with self acceptance. So good afternoon po, Miss Edna. Belmonte. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Change is possible, but it starts with self-acceptance. And this is actually one area in your life that you are starting to self-innovate. So when you accept yourself, the world starts accepting you. So it starts with ourselves. So if you want people to accept you, if you want for the world to accept you, the people around you to accept you, start with accepting yourself. So could things be the way they are because you are the way you are? Start changing, start changing how you view yourself. Start changing how you speak to yourself and be who you really are. Start being you. So I want you to visualize this thing. Okay, so how does life look like if you accept yourself completely? How does it look like? So taking all the things that is hindering you or the things that is worrying you right now, remove everything, e- negative things or your mga limitations, remove everything. So how does life look like if you start accepting yourself completely? Once you visualize that, what action, okay, what action, even one action, can you start doing within the next 24 hours in starting to accept yourself completely? So give yourself that permission to love and accept yourself for who you are. So start today, start having that wonderful relationship with yourself. If you haven't tried it before, start doing it right now. Or if you have already tried it before, why don't you start remembering how does it feel to accept yourself? Try it, okay? Try to have that wonderful relationship with yourself. You can start reading what you can see in the screen right now. You can tell yourself, I love me and I accept me, because you are enough. So you don't need to be someone else. You are really better who you are right now. Yes, you can still progress, you can still improve yourself, and it starts with appreciating yourself for who you are right now. So if you feel that you need help in this area of your life, and if you want to really advance more and move forward on the things that you wanted to achieve, on the things that is hindering you to really be the best version of yourself and in leading yourself, I'd really love to help. I'd really love to help you. So get in touch with me. So this is my contact number. You can message me at 0906 327 1643, or you can message me in my personal Facebook page, Hasmin Miroy, or my Facebook page, personal account Hasmin Miroy, and Facebook page Coach Hasmin. And you can also join my Facebook group, and let's learn with other community, with the community of self innovators. So self innovate with Master Coach Hasmin. I'd really love to help you. So it only takes one decision to change your life, and you have that in your hand right now. So get in touch with me. And next week, okay, as a follow-up in our journey into unlocking your leadership potential, I will be talking about episode 2, about the easy steps to authentic you. So on this first week um, that you have accepted yourself, you are journeying to self-acceptance. Next week, we are going to talk about that easy steps to authentic you. So discover who you really are next week, and I will be sharing with you on how you are going to do that. So as we end this episode, let me invite you to visit our coaching hub at Decaf Coffee Republic, located at Pioneer Center compound along Pioneer Road, Brixton, and United Street, Capitolio, Pasig City. So this is just across Bayanihan Center. Our coaching hub is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. only, but virtual operation is 24/7. So we offer coaching services on demand any time of the day and any time of the week. So all you have to do is to connect with Coach Rizel at 0917-586-1661 for your coaching needs. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you again next week for another self-innovation hacks in unlocking your full potential. So thank you. Remember that you are God's creation. And since you are God's creation, all God's creation are beautiful. And you are beautiful regardless of who you are. So see you again next week. Bye-bye. Love, bam, boom.